go through it. Just a quick reminder on how the sessions work. This is a safe space where you can be honest to start to win the war in your mind. Safe communication means silence, 3-second rule. If someone is sharing, acknowledge what they say, consider how that might make them feel, or the frame in which they're saying it makes them know that you've been listened to, and then explore rather than offering any advice. If you are going to offer any advice to anybody, then offer it in a way which worked for you. This worked for me, because it's not necessarily a given that's going to work for them. And we're going to have a positive start check-in and a check-in on your state of being. And if you have an issue, that's fine. But remember, you only have 3 to 5 words to explain it, so you don't take over the session. And the ethos, which are going to really help you guys in success in general, but specifically on the program, is down the bottom there. Integrity, alignment, that is being in alignment with who we are. Integrity being keeping our word. Radical ownership is taking ownership of our lives, not making excuses. Accountability and courage. Winning the war in your mind. Another little reminder: stop friendly fire, hostage negotiation, and know your mission. If you're watching this as a recording, I talked about this a lot more in the last one, so you can go back and listen to that. On a scale of 1 to Nicolas Cage, on a scale of Nicolas to Cage, how are you feeling today? You should be able to pin this, so you can just click. Is it working? It's not working. Oh, it was just a little bit of fun. I was playing with the software.
Is this on Menti? Because I've missed it. I missed the Menti QR code.
Oh, right. That's probably why then. The QR code is there. So if you can join on your phones, Judith, if you're on your phone, you won't be able to necessarily do that. Morning, by the way.
I am on my phone. I hate tech.
That's okay. So you can just
tech. You have
observe,
you have to pay for this. You
or
have
you
to
can
fuck off.
Remember, we're recording this, Judith. So
I don't care.
I'd like to know how committed you feel to your goal right now. Out of 10.
So you haven't changed the slides.
9, Ollie, nice. I think someone just clicked 1 by accident there. Hopefully it was by accident anyway. Is anyone down at 1?
My phone.
Or was that an accident? No? Nice. So we're still feeling pretty on track. Yeah, I've seen some really good wins coming through, so that's awesome. In a word, or an emoji, how is your energy today? And if you're not able to play the game, then just you can just give me a thumbs up or a word if you'd like. Got it, Ollie. Thumbs up. Nice. Excellent. All right, pretty positives. Love it. This is what we like. So we're going to be talking today about recovery and protect. And the reason we're going to talk about that mainly is because most of you, the main issues you were having was like stress or not sleeping well. So this is the stress curve. So stress is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that too much of it causes us to burn out or strain, and not enough of it kind of puts us in this comfort zone or boredom. So where do you feel on the stress curve in general? You can take into account, work, you can take into account life in general. Just generally, how do you feel like you're feeling on the stress curve right now? Slightly strained. 4, yeah. If it's not work, 3.5. Okay, cool. Optimal. So strained, slightly optimal. Yeah, good, nice. Anyone like feeling burnt out or like one extreme or the other? No. Happy days. All right, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So what I really like about this is we're going to be talking about how to recover from stress, and we're going to talk about how to protect yourself from stress. But stress is not necessarily a bad thing. And I put a podcast actually in, which I did with a client of mine, Joe, and he's a fitness coach as well. And we talked about this on the podcast. Actually, to increase your performance in a physical sense, you need to stress your body, and then your body will recover. But only if you have the recovery protocols in place to allow it to. And the main place that's going to happen is sleep. So we're going to talk about sleep a lot. So yeah, we need to stress ourselves, like going for long walks or runs or exercises. You're going to feel sore after that, and that's stress basically. What's your current state of being? Again, you might have already kind of put this up, or you might have already said it, but what's your current state of being right now? You should be able to type it in. If you can't type it in, just unmute yourself and just say some words at me. States of being. Excited, tired. Judith, are you able to do this, or do you want to unmute?
Yeah, right in this minute, pissed off with tech, but generally good.
Angry then?
But only in this second. Won't last because, I don't hold on to that crap.
Content tired. Who's that? And what does that mean? Tired
That's
of doing
me.
content.
There should have been a comma in between. I'm content, but I'm also tired.
Oh,
sorry, not tired of
content, but tired.
Sorry, that.
So yeah, nice. And excited, tired. Who's excited, tired? Ollie. Yeah. So tired. And I think that's Sarah, isn't it? A woman focused on nutrition and energy. Sarah, do you want to the wins are coming up, but do you want to just share your win quickly?
Yeah, so I've been really thoroughly tracking everything, like literally measuring everything I'm eating, put it into Benji AI, getting like a daily total of everything, and then I've got like a day by day, so I can see day by day where I am on my protein, carbs, and fats. So I'm very focused on it, and I've it's taking time, right? But it's
share your win, Sarah. Share your win.
My win is 6 pounds lost in a week.
£6, 3 kilos. That's pretty significant.
Yeah.
Well done. That's really awesome. The sort of best results I've seen in 6 weeks is about a stone off. So I don't know what that is in kilos, but I imagine you're on track. I think, isn't it? Let's have a little look.
According to Google, 6.35.
Yeah, 6.3. So you're already halfway through. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm halfway through. Yeah.
There you go. You're going to break the record.
I was kind of tracking at £1 a day, but it's in the last 2 days it's stayed the same. But we'll see.
Yeah. By the way, if you're listening to this or you're listening to Sarah, and you're like, well, I'm not tracking quite as accurately, it's okay. It's fine. Like, do whatever is working for you. As long as you are directionally correct and you're making progress, that's what we're interested in. When we get to next week, then we're just going to have a recalibration and maybe double down on a few things so that we kind of kick it up a gear, just to give the runway, give us more chance of success towards the end. Okay, yeah, here's what's going well. So Sarah's obviously got £6 down, weight loss. Amazing. Joe, you've already lost some weight as well, haven't you? And Judith?
I had a moment. I weighed myself last night because I thought I need to know what I'm here, and I was up, and I thought, oh no, I was up my beginning total. However, after a night of expelling 3 litres of water, I've actually lost weight.
That's 3 kilos right there.
So I lost weight overnight. I mean, I lost weight in that time that I first weighed myself was morning.
Nice,
so
Ollie.
yeah, I am 2 kilos down now. I'm not supposed to 1.4.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, and it is important to not just focus on the weight, because, like you said, 1 litre of water is a kilo. So if you're hydrated, you might be overweight, and then you could start panicking, and then you cause yourself more stress, which is the whole point. Right? So really it's we want to be thinking about how do we feel energetically as well. And clothes fitting. And if you've got a way of tracking your body fat percentage, that's a much, much better way than tracking your weight. Even though, like I say, it's always nice to see the weight come off, and you'll know if you do it in the morning every time, you'll know. Nice. Good. Feeling more in control of food cravings, conscious eating. Is that you, Ben? Yeah. Lovely. Nice. Judith, any wins you want to share?
Yeah, I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
You know,
You had
it's
the
not a
wedding roll?
it's not a massive change for me in terms of what I'm eating, because I generally, but portion sizes I'm finally kind of being a bit more aware of, and yeah, just going with it.
I saw your Super 6 score, by the way. That was pretty impressive. 24.
I have no idea what that means, but yeah.
Well, it's 24. Your quiz about. I think I've got it coming up. Like that's. Did you see that?
No.
So the wellness paradigm. So you did a quiz where you
No,
scored
I remember doing the quiz. I just didn't see the.
So you got 24 out of 30, which is actually pretty awesome. So
then I also, I teach the mindset stuff and the well-being stuff and the stress reduction stuff and all of that anyway. So I live what I teach. So for me, I think it's literally just the portions and just making a concerted effort.
Yeah. Awesome. That's great though. You were one of the highest scorers, so I thought you might like to know that.
I'm so not competitive, but yay.
Well, yeah, it's not really about the competition, but it's more just, what you're doing is obviously on track, right? Mostly. And like you said, it's something. So if any issues or challenges you want to make me aware of, if you don't, just type in none so I know that you have completed that bit. Is that the same person?
Yeah, I'm on holiday in Tenerife at the moment. It's a very opportunity-rich environment for self-control.
Yeah. Well, it's practice, Ben. Do you know what I like about those all-inclusive buffets is you can just go wild on protein.
Yeah, exactly. I'm probably eating like 400 grams of protein a day, but it's good. It's nice. Food's actually good, but feeling, as I say, it's a good opportunity to kind of practice the stuff that was the biggest challenge for me.
Everything is in abundance anyway, so you're just in a place where that is even more so at the moment. So yeah, awesome. Some craving. Who's that? Does anyone want to explain what that is? Yeah, Joe. What are you craving, Joe?
So I have been craving Diet Coke. So I drunk. I used to drink two cans a day. Yeah. I've had 2 cans in 10 days now. Because Benji says I can have the odd one. But Ben, and also I've craving sugar every so often. So, but I went in and explored that, and actually a lot of it is boredom and hang on a second, and the habit that I've created is like it'll give me energy. Sorry, someone at the door.
Okay, no worries. Okay, cool. All right, thanks guys. And we got sleep, which we're going to talk about anyway. Okay, just a reminder on states of being and what that means and why it's important. Remember, it's the kind of source of your results. So if we have state of being at the top being, I am not a fitness person, which was the one that people used to always walk into the gym with. I'm not a fitness person. And then the people who were, again, it's not good or bad, it's just useful or non-useful. That would create their thinking, that would create their feeling about doing things. They would then do it or not do it, and then they would have the result. And it becomes very easy to get certain results when we address our states of being rather than just focusing on doing. So the doing is great, by the way, because it also right now you've got this opportunity to prove to yourself that you are actually this person who can be this person, because you're like, look, I actually am doing this stuff. But it's just, if we focus on doing without the being, then it might only last 6 weeks. Whereas if you address that state of being, it will stick with you a lot longer. And as we just spoke about, we're trying to improve our overall well-being. We've got the kind of the gamification of move, nourish, connect, protect, think, recover. And today we're going to focus on the protect and recover, because those were the lowest parts. Today, oh yeah, there you go. So what drains your energy most in a typical day, do you think? What drains your energy most in a typical day?
Social media and tech.
Okay, so there's a good question here for you, Judith, because lack of sleep, yeah. So consider, who are you being around tech?
A Luddite, very happily.
If it drains your energy, then it may not be as happy as you think, but tech, sitting at a computer, yeah. Who's sitting at a computer? Sarah? Yeah, I imagine most of us are a lot of the day. So I've got a stand-up desk, which is useful for countering that somewhat. Work meetings, dealing with lots of problems. Who is dealing with lots of problems? Ben, yeah. And work meetings, Ollie, is that you? Or yeah. Okay, cool. And Joe, I imagine yours is a lack of sleep, is it? Okay. Cool. All right. Nice. Thanks for that. So protect, the reason the protect is actually a really great part of the Super 6 is it's to stop you from sapping your energy in the first place, basically. So it means guarding your energy from environmental and digital drains. So some really obvious ones, noise. I used to live by a road, and that really stressed me out. And I know that's really hard if you live by a road, but I did actually move. I did deliberately move because of that. It would really disrupt my sleep. I'm quite sensitive. So I guess how that implemented for me is I use earplugs at night if it's noisy. I've got a 19-month-old, so it happens that my sleep is disrupted. So so I use earplugs and eye masks, which really help me with my sleep. And toxins is stuff. Obviously, we're not eating processed food, so we shouldn't be getting toxins through there. But chemicals around the household, makeup, or just products that you put on your body, check that they're as basically as natural as you can possibly get them. Or just, if you don't really need them, just get rid of them, because we don't really know what's in a lot of them, to be honest. And they can cause, some of them can cause a bit of stress in the body. Screens is an obvious one. There's various things you can do. I've got a window right next to, like right behind my screen. So if you can move your desk around so you look out of a window and you look further out into the distance, you actually do some stuff in your eyes, and then you come close and you look out again. So rather than always looking on a screen which is only that far away from your face, try and expand where you're looking, and also I'm getting light here as well, so I'm getting light from the sun, and poor posture as well. So if you are literally hunched over like that all day, obviously it's going to affect your energy. So those are some of the things that I just do throughout the day which help me, and just getting outside as well. Is there in the Super 6 score, it's quite hard to read that, but is there one that you particularly find difficult to maintain? So the first one is protecting yourself from environmental pollution. Pollution means sound and possibly light, possibly chemical, like possibly road. Posture is one. Loud, chaotic environments. Exposure to chemicals and cosmetics. Minimize time you spend in front of screens. I imagine most people struggle with that one in particular. Yeah. It's the biggest one. Does anyone have any comments on that? Anything they're doing that I'm not, that might be
No,
useful?
I have comments
Yeah?
on actually it won't let you submit more than one, and most of those I find difficult to maintain actually.
Okay. Is there which one in particular kind
I've
of
lost
do
the
you feel like
screen
drains you the
now.
most?
No, I find it hard to maintain. All of them except the posture actually.
Okay. The next question then is, what's a boundary where you could set in to protect your energy this week based on what I've said? And if you're not clear on what you could do, then just, let me know. Ask. How could you start protecting yourself from being on the screens all the time? Can you go and maybe like doing walking meetings is pretty good. I started doing coaching in the woods, as Ben and Ollie know. Screen time in the evenings. Yeah. Switch to more natural household products, cosmetic products. Phone downstairs, another room an hour before bed. Yeah, that's a great one. That's actually that is also related to later, which is recovery. So, yeah, nice. Those are great. And Judith, anything that you wanted to add, or are you kind of aware? You're pretty conscious of this one, I think. But oh, go on, do share. No, really? Nice. Good to be aware of, for sure. Good boundaries. Okay, nice guys. So next thing is recovery. So recovery, I learned this was very important when I was doing the triathlon training, because you are really training at the edge of what your body can handle. And so you really have to balance the rest and recovery. And Joe, I know you've hurt your back, so this is particularly important to you right now. So rest and active recovery builds the resilience. Sleep is it's the biggest lever really in recovery. Again, this is only going to probably give you one that you can answer, unless I can change it. Might be able to change it. 2 seconds. Choose, select multiple answers. There we go. There you go. You can pick them all now, Joe, if you'd like. So 7 to 9 quality hours of sleep. You don't know if it's quality hours of sleep, really, unless you track it. Unless you are very in tune with yourself and you wake up feeling refreshed. So you may be getting the sleep, but it may not be quality. Body work or mobility each week. So I would accept if you do foam rolling, sort of self-massage. That's really good for a way of recovering if you've got sore joints. Joe, this would be something that you could definitely be working on more now whilst you're, in this injury that you're going through. And anybody who has injuries, it's like, who are you being through the injury? And I've been there with injuries, so I know that. Who are you being through the injury? Am I being, I can't do anything now, it all goes out the window? Or are you being, what can I do? Do you want to share anything on that, Joe, or your experience?
So, for those of you that don't know, I injured my back in June, actually, weightlifting, whilst chatting. So I was in the wrong position, and went to the osteopath, and he said, bulgy discs, take some time off, and it still hasn't repaired. So I went to him a couple of weeks ago, and he said, if you really want this to repair, you need to stop exercising for 2 weeks. I'm into my second week. I'm seeing him on Monday. My first week, I was a bit mopey. It's because I identify as somebody who does go to the gym and who exercises. This week, I'm identifying myself as somebody who goes for walks, as opposed to anything else. So I'll walk, and that's helped. And somebody who's embracing the relaxing.
Yeah, nice. So I deliberately say move rather than exercise as a component of the Super 6, because it's movement that matters for your longevity, really, and your energy, rather than just specifically training, though that can also be a part of it. Yeah, nice. Great, Joe. Cheers. Anyone else want to share anything on that? Unplugging is before bed. That's a big one. That helps a lot, because the reason that helps so much is because your brain produces melatonin, which basically gets you sleepy. But if you're receiving blue light from a screen, then it will suppress the melatonin, or you're receiving stimulation from screens. So that's why that helps. You can get blue light blocking glasses, but they have to be very good ones. Like they need to be properly. I used to have some actually. They need to be properly like yellow or orange, to actually block the light. So a lot of them are rubbish. So yeah, you can use those. It was a bit of a cheat, but so I used to use those. Do you know what? Some of the research says they don't work, but I think that's why the quality matters. But I think for me, it was just like the habit of putting them on. It was like a signal to myself that this is time now to switch off. So, you know, that could also work for you guys. Anyone else want to share anything on that? All right, nice. How rested do you feel generally when you wake up? Do you feel fully rested, ready to go, somewhat tired and sluggish, or you really rarely feel rested? Which one are you? It's not a very good one, actually. That's probably going to ask you to answer all of them. Somewhat rested. So real mix, yeah. So this is going to give you a. Oh, nice. Who feels fully rested, ready to go then?
That's on the disagree side, isn't it?
No, this is, so on average, how rested do you feel when you wake up? You're agreeing to these ones. So does anyone feel fully rested when they wake up? Nice, Judith. Do you want to, yeah? What's your do you have like a sleep routine? Is there anything that you particularly think helps with that? Mm-hmm. Nice. I definitely don't always do that. Often I think of things that are bringing me terror. Yeah, yeah. Nice. Cool. We just lost our cat, as in we let it out and it didn't come back.
Oh.
I wasn't too bothered. I'm a dog person. Anyway. Sleep focus. So the ultimate recovery tool. Sleep impacts hormones, mood, focus, overall recovery, and performance. And does everyone know of the millionaire who's trying to live forever? His name escapes me, but he thinks, well, he's very researched in everything he does, and he says, sleep is the number one thing that will help you live longer. So if you're trying to exercise yourself to better health and trying to even nutrition, I mean, both of those things will also impact your sleep, so they are relevant. But actually, if you really, really take your sleep seriously, it's going to help a lot. There's a great book called Why We Sleep. There's loads of good YouTube, Matthew, somebody or another, seminars of him talking about it. So yeah, definitely just do some research around sleep, listen to the books, and get it into you as to why it's important. So the three levers are your environment, the routine, and your rhythm. The environment: cool, dark, device free. Routine: basically your body has a circadian rhythm, so it likes to do certain things at certain times. I don't know if it was if it's later in this presentation, but somewhere it pumped out, which I thought was really good. The body likes routine, but the brain likes variety. So particularly around food, I think you can change the flavors of things, but the body really needs that consistent kind of stuff going in at the right times, which will then impact your sleep. And the same with sleep. It needs to know you go to bed at 10 o'clock, really, because then you will get tired at 10 o'clock because that's the rhythm of your body. Everything has a rhythm. So yeah, the wind down time really helps. And morning light exposure, if you can get out in the morning, that again, the natural light going into your eyes will produce certain chemicals that start to wake you up, and hormones and things. Caffeine. Who is drinking caffeine after midday? Anyone want to admit to doing that? No? Yes, a couple of people. So that one, if you feel like even if you don't feel like it's affecting your sleep, I would experiment and just see, prove it. But you need to be probably giving it a good, fair chance. So a good week of experimentation on that one, which I know is painful for you caffeine addicts out there. Was for me. As you know, I managed to cease caffeine this year. The odd cup of tea, and cup of matcha, but no coffee. For me, it gave me jitters. For me, it definitely affected my sleep. I didn't need anything screwing up my sleep any more than it already was. So yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I've not tried that. I'm going to give that a go, Judith. Thanks for that. Do you drink just water though, or not? Mm. Okay. Nice. Good to know. Cool. So most of us need to work on our routine, and what are the actions? We've already got the protect one, but what's the recover? Or maybe if you want to put them together. What are the actions that you can take this week to improve your protect and recover? They don't need to be drastic. It's just remember, it's about incremental gains. So if each week you commit to improving, 1 or 2 points on that scale, then that's going to be incredible. Incremental gains. That's what it's all about. Nice. Who's going to set themselves a bedtime? What's your bedtime, Ollie? Come on.
The tricky bit. There isn't one.
If there was one, what time would it be?
10:30, 10:45.
Which one, 10:30 or 10:45?
10:30.
Okay. So if I call you at 10:45 and you answer your phone,
You'll have
I'll
woken me
know.
up.
Great. Nice. Less screen time, going outside first thing. Who's that? Joe. Nice. Stop working to bedtime. Is that everyone? It's probably everyone. That's Sarah. Give yourself some time to yourself, Sarah. Yeah, you deserve it. And Ben, is that you? No alcohol? Is that just generally kind of across the board, or?
Yeah, I find alcohol actually really affects my sleep. Like it means I wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and I'll be able to get back to sleep. So I think it's like for health reasons and part of the kind of weight loss thing, but I think also for sleep and recovery. And I've heard like basically it does loads of bad things for your body, like stops you from recovering from the gym and your body's processing the toxins out and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think that's a big one for me.
Okay, that's a big commitment. Nice, I like it. When I was really, I think it probably was triathlon training time, a friend of mine, really good friend of mine, had a birthday party and I had a few drinks and I got like a bit drunk, but not like, totally, but I just had a really bad night's sleep, really awful. And the effect of the alcohol and my recovery score on my watch was like worse, or rather the load that it put on my body was worse than a 6-hour cycle, because I just hadn't recovered and I'd been stressed the whole day. Like my average heart rate was higher the whole of the next day than doing a 6-hour bike ride, which is wild. So that just puts it into context. And like 6-hour bike rides, I only did that once or twice, towards the end of the triathlon training. That was like the worst kind of training. So it's probably almost as bad as doing an Ironman for your body. All right, good. We were pretty committed at the start, but has commitment level changed? How committed do we feel to the things that we've written down there? Nice. 5s is good. We like 5s. Awesome. All right, everyone's a 5. Great. I was sitting here waiting for other things to crop up. That's right. Everyone's on. Wicked. Okay, that's pretty much all I've got for you today. Does anyone want to unmute and just share anything that we haven't mentioned? Any issues, challenges, things that are going well? If not, Sarah, do you want to just unmute and just let me know anything that you want to let me know?
What am I thinking?
Or just reflections from that session.
Okay. One of the things I've known for a very long time but haven't been able to do is the bedtime thing.
Okay.
So I go to bed late. I work up until I go to bed. I go to bed late. And that's a habit now that I've had for a number of years. So that's something I really need to nail.
So what time are you cutting off from work? What's like your red line where it doesn't matter what's going on, you're just going to be like, nah, that's it now?
If I say, I'll aim for 10 p.m.
10 p.m. is your red line, or 10 p.m. in bed?
10 p.m. red line, 11 p.m. bed. That's still a lot better than what I'm doing right now.
Okay, that's cool. So if I can encourage you to shift it even more to the left, as in 9 p.m. and 10 p.m., I might be wrong, but most people's circadian rhythm starts picking up again after certain times. So around 10 o'clock are like naturally our bodies come down. And then have you ever noticed where you stay awake, you kind of push through that where you're sleepy and then you're just awake again, and it's fucking annoying. And it's going to be annoying for another rhythm, which is about an hour and a half. So have you ever felt that?
I know what you mean. You feel a bit tired, then you keep going.
And then you start pushing through and you're like, yeah, you've got another wave of energy. So yeah, does that sound like it would work, or do you want to stick with where you're at.
I think I'm going to find it incredibly challenging just because I've been going to bed late and working till bedtime for such a long time. But I'm gonna give it a shot.
Who would you need to be to make it stick? Who would you need to be?
I need to be someone who values their sleep and goes to bed early.
Yeah, nice. So one of my declarations is that I am always prioritizing my sleep, my food, my nutrition, and my meditation. That's a declaration about me. So you could make something along those lines for yourself. You're welcome. Is that useful?
Yeah. I'll just report back next week on how I've got on.
We've got a recording of you saying it, and we all heard you. So hopefully that helps. If you feel like it would be useful, your tracker, just write on your tracker, keep notes on your tracker, and then you can look back and send it back in.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, nice. So by the way, just so you don't, so you know what I'm doing as well. When we were at the men's camp, so Ben was at the men's camp with me. My guilty, admission was that I overeat on bread, and I have binges on bread. So I'm tracking my bread intake whilst we're on this 6-week challenge, and I've been much better, Ben. Just so you know. So yeah. Ollie, is there anything you would like to reflect on or talk to me about?
Probably. I think for me, it's an evening thing, winding down.
Yes. Yeah. So same question then. What's your red line of where you're not doing any more work from this point, and you're going to focus on the wind down? And then when are you going to be in bed?
8 and 10.
8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Nice. That's really cool. Awesome. Again, you can do the same thing. You can put it on the tracker, just so you remember. That's an extra thing you're tracking. How confident do you feel about
that? Pretty good. This weekend's going to be a challenge. We've got a big event I'm organising.
Okay.
So Saturday, that's definitely not going to happen. But that is a one-off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think so. 80% directionally correct is what we're after. So that's awesome. Being a man of your word as well. So there you go. All right. Cheers, Ollie. Joe, anything from you?
So, no, I don't think so. In as much as I'm going back to the gym. Well, I'm going to my osteopath next week, so I'll be back in the gym, which is good. I have had some wins in. I've been journaling for a while, and 2 of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to drink at least 2 liters of water a day, and I wanted to control my sugar, which I've done on this, which is brilliant. The other thing is I actually have stopped waking up worried, because that was used to be my default. So that has shifted my sleep patterns, as you know. I think it's related to being post-menopause, and the stuff that goes with it. All of that is still not sorted that out. But I don't worry about it. We don't talk about it. We don't go, oh my God, how did you sleep? It's like it just otherwise that'll just stress me out. So I just actually a bit more zen. In the last week I have woken up a little bit more refreshed than usual, so that's good.
Okay, nice. That's a really good point, actually. That I definitely remember when I was trying to sort out my sleep back in, less so now, but I would get stressed about that I wasn't sleeping, and then that would make me more stressed about sleeping, which then was counterintuitive.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, my partners used to say, "How was your sleep?" Like, we just don't discuss it because otherwise it just adds stress.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. Okay, cool. And what are you committing to off the back of this?
So less screen time in the evenings, and literally just going to stand outside the front door for a couple of minutes, walk down the drive or something. in the morning to get some sunlight.
Yeah, lovely. Nice. Again, you can put that on your tracker and then sort of report back next week.
Thank you.
Lovely. Okay. Cheers, Joe. Ben?
So yeah, I think the two things for me, one I think is probably alcohol, and I think I'm going to try. I'm someone I think maybe like it's kind of social anxiety or whatever. Like I would just end up getting pulled into drinking. Like it helps me relax. So I think this week, if I can go a week where I'm like with family in an environment where everyone else is drinking and not to be doing that, I think that'll be a good win. And I think that will also help my sleep. And then the phone. An hour before bed. I started doing it about a month ago, and I do it probably 60% of the time. But if I can get that to 100% for a week, I think I'd be really pleased with that as well. So I think there'd be two good things if I could nail them both down, I'd be chuffed with that, which I will do because I'm
the same for 80%, and then anything else is a bonus.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan.
And also, a thing that really helped me on the social side, because I'm a bit like you in that situation, is who am I being in this situation that's making me feel anxious? Because it's not really about everyone else, it's about us. Because we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. So am I being self-conscious? Am I being disinterested, aloof, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes perfect sense. And I think, as I say, just being more conscious of my mind and my thoughts in those situations and not just instantly bowing to pressure and being like, oh, I could just make all that go away if I just have a drink in my hand. That'd be good.
Because we numb with, well, I used to numb with alcohol. The other thing I think I definitely used to do, which is the first weapon to winning the war in your mind, is judging other people. Be a bit judgy to other people, and really I'm just judging myself. So that would make me feel anxious. Yeah. Nice. Judith. Yeah. It's kind of like a declaration, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, you've reminded me of something, which is to not eat too late as well. But your first meal, it probably isn't too. Do you feel like it's an issue? What? It's probably not an issue that you're waiting. Unless- Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, they're definitely. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, the thing that you reminded me of was I don't eat past 8 o'clock if I can help it. again, your digestive system needs time to switch off. So the blood is literally, when you eat something, the blood will go to your gut, and it will be churning away and it will be doing its thing. So anything other than water after 8 o'clock, I mean, apart from herbal teas, but Judith obviously just pointed out that makes a wee in the later on. So so for me personally, and that the reason I say anything other than water is because milk in tea is food. Milk and food. So you're digesting it. You'll have to digest it. So does anybody generally eat after 8 o'clock? Yeah. I mean, 8 o'clock you do, Sarah. Yeah, Sarah Joe. Yeah, it's a tricky one if you're,
If I've been to the gym or my other half is running late, then yeah, it is. But we try to eat around about 7:30, 8 o'clock. It does always happen.
Yeah. I think the earlier the better. I mean, Ben shared Brian Johnson as the guy who is trying to live forever. He actually does. This is really hard, and I tried this for a while, and it did work. But I was like, this is unworkable with my life. Really, was just not eating dinner. So having a bigger first, because everyone talks about fasting and early in the morning, and that for me it does work to do it earlier. But actually, he switched it around, and he went, "I'll have a breakfast, and then I'll have another second meal, and then I won't have dinner." And he found that improved his sleep. So you can. There's a phrase which is breakfast like a king, lunch like a queen, dinner like a pauper. So you have a smaller dinner, right? Because we typically do it the other way around. Small, bigger throughout the day. So, yeah, hopefully that is useful for everyone. All right, thanks, guys. Any closing comments, or are we good to go? Go for it. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Good question. It's the thickness. It's like literally the thickness and shape of your palm. If it was meat or fish. Yeah. Yeah. So a fist. I think it's a fist for like most veggies and fruits. Yeah, it's the size. Yeah. The only one which is the cupped is cupped in your hands is the like oats and rice and things like that. Starchy carbs. It works. I mean, it works pretty well. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Me
it's fine.
too. I'm measuring as well, Judith. Yeah, I'm scales out.
Yeah. It is easier, and like I would encourage again, keep doing it, and then when we get to week 3, maybe we'll try and switch it up a bit so that it could be something that you can, because you're not going to measure everything really all the time. Sometimes you are just going to be like, right, it's about a palm or it's about a fist, and that's nachos. Nachos. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're still not on the plan. Oh, well done. Nice. Better decision. Oh, tacos. Yeah. My brother used to have a taco restaurant. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, making bad decisions. All right, cheers, guys. That is
Thank
time.
you. Thanks.
Have
See
a
you
great
next week.
yeah. Have a great rest of the day. Enjoy your holiday, Ben. Yeah, cheers, guys. Lots of love.